Agency, Dale Robert, from the Giesen Agency, Dave Giesen, and from the Munie Agency, Joe Munie. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, nice to have you all here. We're very excited to have all three of you join JTV Sports this fall as one of our major premier sponsors, and we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, we look forward to it.
Yeah,
We do.
Excited to do that.
You guys are very familiar in the community. Obviously, you represent State Farm in each of your independent agencies, and it turns out you've all been at it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been an agent?
Agent for 26 years going on. And,
26.
yes. And I've been with the company 36 years.
That's awesome. And you're hometown boy, aren't you?
Yeah, I live here in Napoleon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right by my office, so it's been great.
Great. Dave, how long have you been an agent?
November of 01, so 25 years coming up this year.
You get the ball too.
Yeah.
25 years for you too.
Yeah. We all three of us kind of started around the same exact time, and we're all just stuck with it and really love the Jackson area.
And Joe, you as well have been at it a while.
Well, yes. I don't look nearly as old as these guys, but 25 years agent. I've been with State Farm for 35 years, so we've been around.
Well, you get the ball for that.
You get the bell.
That's great.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, David's dad hired me
No kidding.
in Marshall, Michigan.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marshall was regional office for State Farm. So you all,
For all of Michigan, yeah.
you've all been through there, spent time in Marshall.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
From,
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
us.
yeah, you're from Marshall.
From Marshall, born and raised in Marshall, live there still today. But yeah, State Farm was huge in that community.
Did you think growing up, because your dad was with State Farm, that you were going to follow in his footsteps?
I did. I absolutely did. I was kind of like these guys. I was thinking more along the corporate side of things, and then got into that realm and thought, well, I think I could have my own business and do that route. Be
Nice.
much more able to control my destiny that way.
I was mentioning before the show that all three of you have been here on my show over the years for various things, but never representing your agency or State Farm. You've always been here supporting a nonprofit or a special cause. And Dale, that's an important part, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge part. I mean, I was part of junior achievement when I was in high school in Georgia. And when I became an agent, immediately joined them, sat on their board. I've been on the board, 22 plus years, and led to Jackson College Board, and I also sit on the Hearst Foundation. So volunteering in the community has always been something I wanted to do from the start, and I know these guys do the exact same thing.
Yeah, Dave, you've been involved in nonprofits, and you at your agency, you've hosted events like back to school and backpack giveaways.
Yeah, we were really big into Big Brothers Big Sisters. I sat on the board of Big Brothers Big Sisters for a while as well too. It was just something that it's a way to get out there and kind of get within your customer base of what's important to them, right? And kind of represent that carrying forward. So it's really cool. And Jackson's got so many great organizations that really make it easy to step into and work with.
And Joe, I think the last time you were here was you were helping out the St. Louis Center, but that's just one of the organizations you've been involved in.
Yeah, the St. Louis Center, right now the CEO is Father Satish, so we'll have to get him around too. St. Louis Center, Lumen Christi, Knights of Columbus. As a matter of fact, this week from Sunday, we've got the Blue Mass for all the first responders, where we have all the Jackson, the county, the deputies, all that, and it'll be right over. You'll see all the fire trucks outside of the church. But just a lot of those things. When we first started, we did a bus. We did an advertisement on a bus, and we've been around long enough to see all the slogans that State Farm has gone through. But at that time, it was, we live where you live, we live where you live, and that was the bus. And so the agent is, usually anywhere they're at, they're embedded in the community. So they do a lot of things, a lot of things. So just part of the business, much better than being in the operations, which I was there for 10 years too. I was in Marshall for 10 years, and the cubicles and the water cooler environment. And no.
You are involved at those various organizations, but also, as you say, where you live. You're, obviously a big Napoleon
Yeah.
supporter. And when we talked to you about, sponsoring high school sports, you each wanted to make sure that your favorite schools and your neighborhoods were going to be involved in our coverage, and that was a big deal.
It's a big deal, but I mean, in our industry, it's our territory is multiple schools, so we support all kind of schools throughout the whole area. I want them all to do well. I mean, I don't know what you guys did. I wrestled in high school, and I loved it, so I'm a big sport.
Well, for the record, we talked about this. We want them all to win.
That's
Oh, yeah. That's possible. Right.
Yeah. Well,
For the record.
I mean, we can have pretty much all our area schools have a successful season because we do end up playing a lot of schools outside the area. So, especially when you're playing someone from out of town, we want the hometown guys to win. But we've been able to upgrade our coverage with a lot of new investment in our production this season, and that's thanks to sponsorship by your agencies, and we appreciate that very much. The game last Friday night looked great.
Yeah, this production value is insane.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's really great. It is.
On Friday night, we will be at Michigan Center High School as Columbia Central heads over. The Birds, the Eagles, and the Cardinals.
That'll be a good game.
It's awesome.
One of the things I've been impressed with about the three of you is while you are independent agents and competitive in business, you work together and you put your heads together, and it seems like you've got a friendship and a great relationship among you three and your fellow State Farm agencies in the area.
Yeah, we always have. I mean, we work together. I want them to succeed as well as I'm going to succeed. I mean, we want to do well together. We have the same challenges, so we brainstorm together a lot. What makes it helpful.
Yeah, as agent goes, you can get kind of caught in your own island. And so it's always better if you reach out to your peers. Yes, they're your competitors, but they're also your peers and your friends. So being on your own island alone is not that much fun.
Yeah, and it does help to be able to pool, right? You have the same concerns, you can pool resources, you can, you're dealing with the same processes, the same team members, situation. So if you can pool your resources and have conversations and break out of that island, makes life a lot easier, and that's what we really want to do. And part of the sponsorship is really make sure people know that we are here in the community, and we all just kind of want to make sure we're here protecting the Jackson community, right? And letting people know the value of working with somebody local, whether it's Dale out there in Napoleon or Joe on the east side or me or any State Farm agent, but stick with somebody local because there's a huge benefit to have somebody local. And there's resources and things like that you're missing out on if you don't choose that route.
Yeah, it's nice to know if you need, which no one wants to have to use their insurance, right? But it's nice to know that there's someone you can call and you're 5 or 10 minutes away. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You also have different areas you can specialize in. State Farm has everything. You cover everything, but each of you pretty much have some areas of specialization and expertise, right?
I think it's been helpful knowing these guys with the background. I mean, we all worked for the company before. I was an auto claim rep, computer specialist, trainer. David has a background also. I am always calling him to run a scenario by him from a back knowledge he has had. So it's super helpful.
And I think it's nice knowing you can have all of your coverages with one person, one agent.
Yeah.
But in specific instances, you might have more experience, Joe, in one area that you tend to be the expert on.
My background from the company was, being hired by his dad was life company and health insurance and that. So I was a field trainer for that kind of thing. So I still get calls from agents throughout the state on that. And I said, well, that was 30 years ago, so I'll guess. But no, we have a lot of we bounce ideas and things off each other all the time. So we're very multiple line. As we're in I would call it almost like the industrial revolution, but this is the AI stuff. There's going to be a lot of changes to everybody's type position. And I think we're going to probably be more relationship managers in the future rather than in quote insurance salespeople. So we'll see, and it won't be that far out in the future, but we're excited about it. We always we're doing this because we want to point out that we're not a faceless call center in or out of country anyway, and we're not a AI bot. We're people here, and we all have team members. I think altogether we're about 20 people under us. So that's what we're trying to do with this.
Yeah, and another really cool thing that Joe brought up that I didn't think about is all three of us kind of started around the same time, but we all took over for longtime agents in the Jackson community. So when you look at our individual agencies, they go back 50, 60, 70 years, which is, maybe Dale and one other guy, and so that's like a long book of business, right? A long lifespan where you had kids and then you had you had parents and then their kids and then their kids. So it's really kind of cool, to think that my business, I've been running it for 25 years, but for 40 years before that, it was one other guy. So it's just here in the Jackson community.
In Napoleon,
Kinda cool.
One of the reasons I kept it there, and I mean, I know Napoleon's a small community, but I market everywhere just like they do. I took over for Dick Tallman, who took over from his father-in-law, Judd Hawley. So he had a full career. I don't know how many years, but 30 plus at least, maybe pushing 40. Same thing with Judd. So add these up. I've been here, what I say, 28 years. You're almost as long as State Farm's been a company that's been located in that town. So that was a big part when I came and took over from Dick. He asked me to keep it in the community, specifically because of that reason, which I did.
Yeah, and they still have their eye on you. The Tallmans and the Hollies still a very big part of Napoleon.
Yeah.
And you mentioned those names, people, and I think of people like Gary Cochran, and there's all the people that became so well known in the community that I think shows what your slogan "neighbor" really it's true. And even though there's been some modifications over the years to the slogans, but neighbor's good neighbor, it's always been part of it, part of what you do. So you can't choose favorites in the games because you're supporting both sides, but we can choose that everyone has a safe and healthy game, and it's a great experience for everyone in the stands or watching JTV at home.
Yes, absolutely.
Great to have you all here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank
for
you,
having
Bart.
us.
Bart.
Appreciate it.
Helping to bring high school sports to our community this year, from the Munie Agency, Joe Munie, from the Giesen Agency, Dave Giesen, and from the Robert Agency, Dale Robert. Stay tuned.